Welcome everyone to the eMedica AKT Pass Guarantee Program orientation. This is the orientation for the 90-day program for January 2025 exam. Can you believe that we were almost at the end of 2024 already? So the program today, as I mentioned, is half an hour. This is a chance for you to meet the team, understand how does the Pass Guarantee program work? How do you go about completing your daily tasks? How do you submit your weekly tasks? There'll be an opportunity at the end for you to ask questions, but we'll also take questions throughout the day. You can use the Q&A for that. If you'd like to get involved in the discussion, use the chat for that, okay? But I'll begin with this switch. Those of you that have already got your welcome packs, there's a postcard with this on. Those that have recently signed up, your welcome pack will be on the way to you shortly. But it's a famous saying attributed to Lao Tzu, a Chinese philosopher, that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And I want to really thank you for trusting our team to help you on your journey and welcome you to the program. You know, we're here, and actually the curriculum for the AKT can be so large that it can be a bit overwhelming sometimes. Sometimes people aren't sure, you know, how do I study this? How do I approach such a big thing? And so by joining something like this, where the learning is guided and it's structured, it allows you just to focus on one step at a time. You don't need to worry about how will I get there. We'll get you there. You just need to do the work each day that's set to you. Just focus on one step at a time. But I want to remind you that while the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, 1,000 miles is still long. So we've still got a lot of hard work between now and the end of January when you go to your exam, okay? It's just that we're going to break it down so you can manage it easily, and you just need to focus on what do I need to do today. Don't worry about how will I get to the end destination. Just worry about how do I complete today's tasks and focus on that, and we'll get you there, okay? So let's introduce you to the team. For those who haven't met me before, my name is Muhibur Rahman. I'm a portfolio GP, which means I'm a GP with multiple roles. So clinical roles, I'm a partner in my own practice, which is a private practice. I work as a locum in NHS practices. I also cover 2 community detox units, and I've held various other clinical roles throughout the years. I worked as a prison GP. I've worked with the military, doing medicals for people entering as officers. My main role now as medical director of eMedica and consultant in medical education is I sort of help design programs to help people get through their exams, guide them through careers, but also advise people like the Medical Protection Society and work with various deaneries to help their trainees get through training. I did my own GP training in Neath Port Talbot in South Wales, and I passed MRCGP with merit back in 2007, and I was awarded FRCGP in 2019 for my work in medical education and humanitarian medicine. I'm one of the authors for the Prescribing Safety Assessment, and I've written various books, articles, study guides for MRCGP. Most recently, an article for Innovate on 10 tips to help you pass the SCA, and a study guide for SCA, and the book that our team brought out for the SCA, a casebook. I used to be an examiner and invigilator for the GMC, for their PLAB OSCE, and I continue to be on the examiner panel for Liverpool Medical School for 3rd years and finals. And I sit on the NICE GP reference panel, which gives feedback on new NICE guidelines before in their suitability for general practice, before they get released. So let me introduce you to the rest of the team. So we've got today joining us Masooda Rahman and Anna Greathead, who are your learning mentors throughout this program and who are going to be faculty at all of the sort of talk courses, help to develop some of the materials for the e-learning. So let me introduce you to Masooda first, who's Director of E-Learning, and she'll be part of the faculty.
Okay, so welcome everybody. So really this is just to say welcome. We're going to be spending a lot of time together over the next 3 months. You're going to be surprised how quickly we become part of your daily routine. You're going to be surprised how good those study habits become and how quickly your knowledge base begins to grow. Now, we may not be seeing you face to face, but we will be seeing your work roll in. We're going to be seeing you online for the webinars. We're always surprised how well we feel we can still get to know everybody within every new class and how quickly we get attached to every new group. So for me, I think it's important to say at this point, it may not be easy. Learning and learning well takes effort, and it can feel sometimes really quite hard. So please remember, you're not going to be alone for any part of this. We're all here to support you. Get involved in the study group, ask questions on the webinars, email us. If you have a question, it's likely that someone else also is thinking the same question and may not have the courage to ask. So do ask. That's what we're here for. We're going to be watching your progress every day right up to the exam. We're going to be thinking about you on the day. We're going to be waiting with you on the edge of our seats for those results. Whatever happens, we're here. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Masuda. And I'll hand you over now to Anna Greathead. So Anna's also a key part of the eMedica e-learning team and will also be faculty. And Anna also is the main admin and moderator for the WhatsApp group for your cohort. So each cohort, we have a specific WhatsApp group just for your cohort. So it's just for you and the other doctors that are on the 90-day program. So then you're all on the same page, you're doing the same tasks on the same days, you'll be sitting your exam at the same time. Okay, so I'll hand you over to Anna.
Hello, and echo what Masuda said, and welcome. I look forward to working with you through this programme. The 90-day programme is very intense, but that just means that we feel like we get to know you even more quickly and that we see your progress even more quickly as well. I have 3 pieces of advice I give at this point in any programme. The first is commit to the programme. It is intense, it is difficult. However, it's because of that, it's very difficult to catch up. So really do commit to it, really do make it a high priority. So even if you've had a hard day at work, think, but I will just do those questions. And even if you are very, very tired, but I'm just going to review those case cards. And even if you've been really busy, think, I'm just going to get a bit done on my weekly task, because if you do it little and often, it really does build up. The second thing is be organised. Don't be the person who's always thinking, I can't remember I've done this assessment or not, or where was that document that was really useful? Where was that link? What day is the webinar? Those sorts of questions are all very valid, but they take up your time and they take up your headspace. So commit to be as organised as you can so that you always know exactly what you've done, exactly what you need to do, and what you're going to be asked to do next. And the final thing, which goes into the fact that it is a difficult programme and it's very intense, is trust the process. You will not be alone if you are disappointed by your scores at the beginning. Almost everybody is. But if you can have a mindset that every time you get a question wrong, it just shows that you're learning something new. You're either learning some new knowledge or you are learning some really good exam technique. If you have that mindset that every time you get a question wrong, you're getting that bit closer to knowing everything that you need to know to smash the exam, you really can't go very far wrong. Really looking forward to working with you.
Thanks very much, Anna and Masuda. Okay, and then other members of the team that you may get emails from, or if you've got queries and you write in, they might contact you, or you may already have received things from. Selina Begum, Tuba Jamil, Jubaida Khatun, Rabia Hussein, Laura Smith, and Rebecca Begum. So you'll see different members of the team, and I hope at the end of the program, after your exam, we host a dinner. And I hope that some of you will come to Birmingham, meet the team, meet other people in your cohort, and then you'll actually get to see some of those team members face to face. So let me explain how the program works. It's a 90-day program. So starting from the first day is the 24th. Okay, that's Thursday. Every single day at 5 o'clock in the morning, you're going to get an email. And within that email, there'll be links to a question of the day with associated reading once you've answered and read the explanation, a set of online revision questions, and more than one set when it's a weekend, daily reading tasks. And so all of the daily tasks need to be completed before you get the next email, i.e. within 24 hours. But alongside that, you'll get weekly tasks, which will have set deadlines. You'll have a week or thereabouts to do it. The exact deadline will be written in the email. And these will be different each week, so that we will introduce you to various different mediums of learning. So some of them will be watching a video of a workshop that we've run in the past and then answering some questions to make sure you consolidate your learning. Some of them might be learning exercises where we get you to delve deep into a topic that we know people struggle with, but by getting you to research it and really understand the nuts and bolts of it, it'll help you really master it. Some of them will be online revision questions from the MRCGP question bank. Some will be knowledge challenges, so AKT style questions and various other types of learning. Okay, I'll show you exactly how that works in a minute, don't worry. But one of the things that is really important, it's a big journey, so it's important that you enjoy the little wins. The big win will come when you get your results and you pass your exam, but enjoy the little wins all along the way, because otherwise it can be demotivating to spend so long studying, because you're also working, you've got your family life, you've got everything else, right? And this is some additional tasks. And already working in the NHS, given the backlog and how pressurized things are, that's already tough in and of itself, never mind having a high challenge exam on top. So it's important that you enjoy the little wins. So you've got your daily progress tracker. This is on the reverse of the postcard with that picture and that message of a journey of 1,000 miles. So, each day when you've completed all of your daily tasks, tick it off, put this on a notice board so you can see it. So that, when you get each day, you're ticking it, there's a satisfaction, I've done it. When you get here, you think, you know what, I'm making progress. When you get to the bottom of this column, you're like, I'm halfway there now. When you get here, you realize I'm nearly on that home stretch. And when you get here, you look back and see all these ticks and you think, you know what, for 90 days, every single day, I have been one step closer to my end goal. I've learnt, I've improved my knowledge, I've improved my exam technique. And then you'll also have a printed curriculum checklist. Looks like this, it's A5. It's got actual checklist that you can tick off. Again, keep this on your desk, that wherever you study regularly. And as you finish learning a topic and you feel I'm confident in that, tick it off. And we've split it into clinical, evidence interpretation, and organizational. But at the start, the whole thing's empty, right? There's no ticks. The day before the exam, you're going to look back at this and there's about 600 topics in total. They're all going to be ticked. That's going to give you, again, a huge level of confidence, but it's just really satisfying seeing the ticks fill in. And then going to the exam knowing I've done it. I've covered all the important topics in the whole curriculum. I'm ready for this, okay? And then I want to introduce you to your resources page. So at the bottom of every email that you will get from us, there's this green box labeled resource page, okay? This one here. When you click this, it will take you to a page that has some things that you might find useful, answers to frequently asked questions, links to key resources. But every time there's a live session, as soon as a recording is processed, and that can take a few days, it will automatically appear on that resources page. You don't need to contact us for it. It will just automatically be there from once it's processed until you sit your exam. So that at any point, you can always go back and revise any of the learning from the live sessions, okay? And so I'll show you what that looks like. It looks like this. So you've got things like you'll be able to download your timetable. You'll be able to download the curriculum guide. Although you've got a printed one, sometimes you want to just check something when you're at work and you haven't got your printed one. You'll be able to download it. You'll be able to download the checklist and so on, okay? But at the moment, it'll just have these. After we do the first high yield webinar, which will be in about a week's time, okay? Suddenly, clicking this will take you to the video. Clicking this, download the topic review, will give you the teaching slides. When the second one's done, that will appear. When we've done the third one, that will appear. When we've done the full day AKT course, that will appear, and so on, okay? And so let me show you what the email looks like and how it works. But just before that, just a reminder that please don't unsubscribe. At the bottom of every email, underneath the resource page, we've got our logo. Underneath that, part of best practice for us to have a good reputation with the different email providers is that we have to be a responsible sender. Because we're sending emails to lots of different people, we have to make it easy. If someone genuinely doesn't want to be on our list anymore and wants to leave, we have to make it easy. And so that's why we've got two ways that you can unsubscribe. You can click this or the one-click unsubscribe. This is one of the things, this is best practice, that we should make it easy, not make it like, oh, you have to write to us if you want to unsubscribe, and then you make it difficult for people. That's what spammers do, right? So please do not click these unless you genuinely want to unsubscribe and don't want to get any more emails from the program. Because if you do this, you'll stop getting emails. We won't know unless you contact us and let us know. But if you do, we could add you back if you do it, sometimes it happens by mistake. But if you do it multiple times, even if you add it back, because your email provider might see this looks like dodgy behavior, someone has unsubscribed and gone back on the same list multiple times, they might actually put a block that you cannot receive emails we send you. In which case, then you'll have to give us a different email. Then it can be difficult to track because you've got different things sent to different emails. Okay, so please do not unsubscribe unless you genuinely want to leave the program. Okay, so that's there and there, the unsubscribe options. Okay, we have to add them there to maintain a good reputation so that our emails don't end up in spam. Okay, so let me show you by going through how an email looks. So actually, the first email you'll actually get tomorrow. That's because although the program starts on Thursday, the first email is just a welcome. And the recording of this session today, there'll be a link. Like at the moment, this link doesn't work, but this will link to if you wanted to watch this back again. And then there'll be a link for you to join the WhatsApp group for your cohort. You'll be able to click that and join. And then there'll be a reminder of the next live session. So the first live session is at the end of the month. Okay, High Yield Revision Webinar 1. And we'll have 5 of these shorter ones, about an hour, hour 15 in the evening. But then we've also got things like the full day AKT course coming towards the end of November, 9:30 a.m. to 6:15. It's just a reminder of, things to have in your calendar. These are the next live sessions coming up. Again, there's a link to the resources page. Can you see? I've already logged in. When you click it, it'll ask you to log in. This is actually the one that, we've already put a couple on there to show you. But when you click this, that will take you to the recording of it. When you click this, it'll allow you to download the teaching slides. Okay. So when you get yours, it will be blank. But eventually it will populate as you start doing the live sessions. Okay, so that's the welcome one. But then I'll show you what the rest of them look like. So the first actual day one starts on Thursday. So what you'll see is there'll be a series of tasks. There'll be, again, a reminder of the WhatsApp group and the orientation. That's only on those first 2. After that, you won't see those again. But there's a question of the day. So you click that. Please put in your email. So I'm going to put here info@emedica. And just a reminder, if you've got any queries, this is the main email for you to contact us. Okay. So please use the same email throughout the whole program if you can, and the one that you registered with, so we can, make sure that we can track your data. So, have a look at the question, select what you think is the right answer. When you look at this, it'll tell you if you got it right or wrong. There's an explanation, but then you can also do your further learning around that topic. Everything's linked, so you can just click through. So you start at the top and work your way down. So that's the question. Then you've got your online revision. So on day 1, you're going to do cardiovascular medicine. You'll need your login. I've already logged in. But it will take you to a set of questions. Once you start, again, it'll ask you for your name. My name here. And I'll put the eMedica email. You're going to put yours, okay? And then you've got 20 questions. Answer it. Read the explanation as you go. And so on, okay? And when you get to the end, once you get to question 20, it will automatically submit the data to us. So we will know what was your score, how long did you spend doing it, what time did you do it, and this will allow us over time, we will collate all that data and work out towards the end of the program, you're each going to get a unique targeted revision plan. And we'll take all of that data to work out, one of you might need more support for neurology. We'll give you additional neurology questions. Someone else might have done really well on neurology throughout the program. They might be struggling with endocrinology. They might get additional endocrinology work. Someone else did well in that, but they struggled with women's health. We're going to give them additional things on that and so on. Okay. Then you've got your printed case cards in your welcome pack. It tells you which ones to read. If you haven't got them to hand, let's say you're doing this at lunchtime while you're at work, you can click the link and log in and access the digital ones. Okay. So everything's numbered. So, you're going to do on that first one, number 1 and 2, AF and coronary heart disease risks. So you can have a look and you're going to read through those. Okay. And then it'll take you links to reading. So click this. There's a nice summary here. Going to take you, maybe 10, 15 minutes to read that. Okay. Some days there's going to be some really short summaries. So there might be a few of them. Other days, it might be a longer one, so there might only be a couple. Right, so all of these are the daily tasks. You've got to get those done before the next email. So you've got 24 hours. Alongside that, you've got your weekly tasks, okay? So you've got set deadlines, all right? The deadline for these, 2nd of November. You've got a couple, some of these are shorter, all right? So when you have done those, you click this and you will put your name, put your email, and you will upload, because when you do questions from MRCGP, for example, you need to download the certificate. They don't allow any external providers to link and get the data. Whereas, when we do our questions, we get that data automatically. Okay. Now we're starting on a Thursday. All right. So your day 2, again, because it's a weekday, you're going to have one question of the day, one set of online revision. When you get to day 3, which will be a weekend, on weekends where you were not doing a longer course, you'll see there's slightly more. There's often a couple of questions and a couple of sections of online revision to do. But the principle is the same. You start at the top, you work your way down. Okay. So that's how all of that works. Right. Any questions before I go through the summary? Please put them in the Q&A. And what I'm going to do is, some of you might not have questions. So I'm going to allow a couple of minutes for people that have got questions to ask them in the Q&A. Then I'll turn the Q&A off and the team will address any that haven't already been cleared. But for those that haven't got questions, let me do the summary so that you can finish at 8:30 and you can get away on time. So really, I just want to give you these really important keys to success. 3 things I want you to really focus on. The first thing is that mindset really matters. Michael Corder said that to succeed, we must first believe that we can. I want you to have in your head from now that I am going to smash this exam. I can do it. I will do it. It's hard work, but I'm willing to work hard. So you're going to commit to it. You have to have that belief, because if you have a negative mindset, sometimes it's called a fixed mindset, that, oh, this exam is insurmountable, I cannot pass. Then the minute you find a topic that you struggled with, that negativity feeds itself. Oh, I knew I wouldn't do it, and I did poorly in these questions, and you know what? I'm never going to be ready. Whereas if you have a growth mindset, and right from the beginning you have in your head, I'm going to pass. It's not going to be easy, but I'm going to work hard. I can pass and I will pass. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to have all the support I need from the eMedica team and from my peers in your WhatsApp group, your cohort. Then when you find a topic challenging, you think, okay, I need to put a bit of extra work into it, or let me reach out for support. Where can I deal with this? And, at the talk sessions, some of the things that I used to struggle with, we've learned maybe easier ways to explain it, or examples that hopefully help you to make it more understandable. But if you have that belief that I can do this, it will help you to work hard, and that when you struggle with something, you'll see it as, okay, this is difficult. I'm glad I'm covering it because now I can master it, but I've got to put the work in. The next is to be consistent. Make sure you do your daily tasks. Now, there'll be days when you don't feel like it because you've had a tough day at work. Some days are busier than others. Sometimes you have a challenging consultation with a patient, okay? And it's important that you're consistent because you've joined a 90-day program, which means it has to be intensive because we've got 225 hours of content. It's the same content as the 150-day program, but it's condensed into 90 days. So every single day, you've got to, one way or another, you've got to find the time. You've got to be consistent in doing that work. Because if you fall behind, it's like if you go to the gym or you train regularly. If you normally go 3 times a week, and then some days, you're a bit tired, but especially if you've got a buddy, and this is where the WhatsApp group can be helpful, having a peer support. If you've got a buddy, say, oh, come on, let's go, you'll go. Whereas if you're on your own, sometimes you feel, you know what, I don't feel like it today. It's a bit wet. I don't want to go out in the rain. And then you go twice that week. Then the next week you go once. Then realize that you haven't been for 3 or 4 weeks. Then it's months and you're not going. So you've just got to be consistent. Okay. You've got to fit that work in. So for some of you, that might mean getting up a little bit earlier to get some of it done before you go to work. Others of you, it might be that your routine is such that that's not possible. And it might be that you do some of it in your lunch break, depending what is on your rota. You might do, other bits after everyone else is in bed. And instead of, watching a movie or a series, you're going to put the hours in. But one way or another, you've got to be consistent with those daily tasks so it doesn't build up. And your weekly tasks, don't rush and try and do them all on the first day. Because you've got your daily tasks as well. If you try and do all of it in one go on the first day, you'll feel overwhelmed. But equally, don't leave your weekly tasks every time until the very day and then you rush through it. The point is to learn. So try and spread it out, okay? But be consistent. And lastly, focus on the learning, not on your scores. We deliberately have high challenge questions, both in the talk content, the live sessions, but also our question bank is known for being on the harder side compared to real exam questions. And that's because it's a learning tool. You learn more from when you make mistakes and then you read up about it and understand than things that you answer easy. So it's on purpose. There's a science behind it. Okay. So they're there to stimulate your learning. You need to see every question you get wrong as an opportunity to learn. This is part of the growth mindset. Okay. And so don't worry about your scores. especially in the first half to 2/3 of the program, a lot of you will get a lot of questions wrong. Don't worry. That means we're covering things that you haven't learned yet. We covered things that you already knew, that were already straightforward, then we're not actually giving you added value, are we? All right. Don't worry about your scores, worry about the work. The scores will come when you get to the exam. That's when it matters. Okay. So those are three really important things. Have a positive mindset right from the beginning, be consistent with your learning, and focus on the learning, not your scores. Do the work, the outcome will be correct in the end.